sweet nitty bong, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today on the channel we're going to be looking at the Transform and Rollout Porsche 935 Agent Turbo Special Operations Saboteur, or aka a kind of masterpiece scale version of a G1 Jazz. Originally released in 2018 by the looks of things, this figure. So yeah, let's take a look at this and see what's happening. As we always do on this channel, we start off by taking a look at the box, and the box is pretty nice. You know, I think it's a standard looking kind of box. I do like the kind of old school G1 grid pattern behind it. You get some product shots on the front. Agent Meister, Agent 16 and up, Transform and Rollout. The top is Transform and Rollout. The side is Transform and Rollout, and then you also get some lovely product shots there. On the other side you get Transform and Rollout, Special Operations Agent Meister, and again you get a lovely little product shot of Jazz there. And then on the bottom is where it tells you don't eat your children because you'll choke on them, so beware. And then on the back we get some lovely product shots. What I do like about this dude is he has a couple of different looks, which we'll go through in this review. So you can see you've got like this review, this version kind of here, and then you can put these bits on him, and then he's got like this look with his tires out or in, with the doors out and in. So yeah, a few different looks with this dude. Very cool, very nice. And then also with this dude, as with most third party and KOs, we get a lovely little card here with some specs on the back. Not like a power level like the other ones with the grids. We get some little numbers here on these. Usually you have the kind of bars on the back, but he is an experienced adjutant. He loves the culture of Earth, I'm guessing mostly the music, and he transforms into a 935 Turbo, which we can see right there. So nice little tech spec card and a little bit of a bio there on the back. Also, this dude does come with destructions, and his destructions are the kind that I like with the sheet. However, I will say that these destructions are not ideal, really, if I'm honest. They're not the best instructions. They are loose, very loose instructions. Moving on now to the main event himself, and oh my god, I absolutely love this thing. This alt mode is got to be one of my favorite alt modes now in my collection. This is a near perfect Porsche 935. I absolutely love it. Blown out spoiler at the back, all the paint, all of the markings, and exactly where you'd want them. Oh, it's beautiful. It looks just like a proper job model car. All the Martini sponsorship, spell, I put a spell on you. Shell sponsorship, all the sponsorship and everything that you'd want to see from the cartoon. Dunlop tires, Dunlop on the tires. Oh, this is just beautiful. It rolls. It has very small amount of ground clearance. So as you go through, my boot's a little bit at the moment. New one coming from my brother from B&B Woodcraft, so I can't wait for that. I should get that shortly after Christmas. But yeah, when you're transforming this dude, you do have to be very careful to make sure you still get that ground clearance. He has lovely Martini Racing on the front. You can see here the number 4, all those lovely racing stripes that are there on the back, side markings as well, and then all the detailing across the back with the lights, Martini sponsorship, little exhaust. Oh, just everything you would want from a Jazz here. Rubberized tires as well, quite a clean transformation at the bottom, but like I say, ground clearance. I mean, you can see the tire finishes there, and then you've got this little plastic spur that comes down there, so be very careful when you're transforming this. It took me quite a while, I would say, to get it back into the shape where it would all four wheels would actually have enough ground clearance to go. But all in all, oh, I love it. Little bits of die cast as you go through it. This is die cast. This is kind of die cast as well. The only thing this is missing is light up lights on the front here. If this had light up lights on the front, oh. Time to take a look at the accessories, and this dude does come with some accessories in this. And to give it that classic look from one of the G1 episodes, he comes with some speakers that you can attach to him. These are lovely, shiny, chromed out chrome, and then there's like a shiny metallic blue on them as well. These are really nice pieces that go in this as well. You can see them really catching the light there. The only thing I will say with these is both when you're putting these also attach in the robot mode, and this peg is used for robot mode, this peg is used for car mode. With this chrome, I don't know. Both pegs are very tight. I really don't know how long they're going to last once you've used these a few times. But to peg them in, all you do is stick this, stick this in there, and then you stick this piece in there like that. And there you have Jazz, just like that classic episode where he makes, I can't remember, is it Skywarp? I think it's Skywarp. He makes dance with his little, or Rumble, maybe it was Rumble. Let me know down in the comments who it is he actually makes dance. I think, now thinking about it, I think it is Rumble, but he blasts music out of these as Jazz tends to do. So yeah, really cool. Really nice addition to the car. Nice couple of accessories that you can use. Like I say, my only doubt on these is how well that chrome will stick once you keep taking them in and out of those ports. So now time for the comparison. First off, we'll bring out the MP G here, and we can see there how they look together. I think they look quite good. They scale quite well together, so he scales quite well with your Masterpiece Prime. X-Transbots version of Sea Spray, so you can see how they kind of scale together. This bot obviously should be smaller than him if you want the scale to be correct. However, in real life, I do believe this one would be miles bigger than a Porsche. And then also to see how he looks next to your Siege, we'll bring out Prowl. So you can see he's miles bigger than your Siege figures. Transformation time on this bad boy now. So the first thing you do is you give him a little pull. Give him a little pull just to kind of crack him open a little bit here, like an egg, I guess. So you just give it a little pull, and that'll just, the little tab here that's just connected. There we go. So now that we've separated everything out, you can see his legs are starting to come into place, and then you've got the rest of the front there. Next stage, come around the sides and separate the legs. Now you've got the legs separated, but you've got quite a large tab here on the back, so you just want to make sure that holds quite a lot of it together. So now you've got your legs separated. You can work on these two front pieces here by flipping up one and flipping up two. Now you've got those flipped over. You can have a look at the side of the legs. The side of the leg here has a lot of the transformation on it, so separate all of this. There we go. And then separate this on the other side as well. And then when you bring the foot out, kind of give it a little bit of a, start with this one, it wants to be in my hand. So just give it a little bit of a wiggle, and move this section down and give it a little bit of a wiggle. Then you're gonna bring this piece down so that hook clips into there, so they just tabs in there, and that goes in there. And then this section here will just rotate round. So you've got that on this leg, and then you can come around the same, do the same, flatten down the spoiler here, maneuver the foot out, and just pop this section out here so that it can do its turning business. So maneuver that round, and then this section here, the same as the other side, just tab it in. Like so, and then you'll have his legs done. And that's kind of the easiest part of. Just one last thing on the legs. You've got these two panels here. You just push them out there and here, just to give it a little bit. It just pushes everything out, so it makes everything just a little tighter around the sides to get that leg, the looks that you're going for. Then you can start to work on the front. First thing is to pop out this section and bring it all the way down to here, so that you can then look to remove the arms out. So the arms are kind of out here. And for the first look, what you need to do is we're going to move these wheels in. But before we move the wheels in, we need to sort out this piece here. Now the front here isn't on a pop, it's on a slider. So you have to kind of maneuver it forwards. It won't just pop down like that. You have to kind of slide everything forwards to slide this off here. See, it slides out, not pops off, which is definitely worth thinking about because it's not the easiest thing to just slide out. But we did it. So there's the slide, so the roof just slided out there. Once you've slided the roof out, the next section is round here. You can just pull the wheels out there, so you'll see there's two sliders within this section here, and that will just reveal the middle piece here. So you can pull the wheels out, and then at this point, now that we've got the tires on the inside, push this section here and this section here, and then we can bring the head forwards as well, so that we can get Jazz's head locked into place, and look to turn it over, get its arms and put them so that you've got this piece here, this kind of bit that looks like something can go into it, just there. So just twist it round, unfurl everything so that you've got it ready to receive the top section, and then you can just bring it down, bring the tires in, this section up so that it can tab in the way that it's supposed to, and then you've got Jazz almost ready here. Fold this section down so that it's all hidden away. You've got some back tabs here, here, and here. But before we do that, we want to put the side mirrors down. Pull these out a little bit here on the back and stick them down. Sorry, into this section. Stick them down. Fold them and put them down, and then you can just tab the back piece in to the tabs that they have there, so that you can put that there. And then the last thing that we need to do to get Jazz all ready is to work on his arms. The arms here are a little bit crazy, so the best way I've found is to put the tires are on this little lever switch bit here, so move those down and then stick this section in at the front and then also at the back. This is the weakest point on this whole figure. Unfortunately, these arms, I don't really like the way that these transform. Even now I'm having some challenges to try and get them in the way that they're supposed to go in. So you can see it's tabbed in now at the front, and at the back, and then I'll come around to the other side and do it as well. So if we move this down, you see these little hooks here, they tap in the front and the side at the same time. Not the easiest, there we go, not the easiest or the best, but it's there. And then all we do is pull his arms down and remove the hands from the inside. And there we go. And then we move this side, remove this, and then we have our fully transformed. So now we have our fully transformed Jazz, aka Agent Meister. Not a bad transformation, it holds together fairly well. The only thing I would say for me that's a bit of a nightmare, and I hate it, is these arms here. One, they are a nightmare to try and get in and to hold in, certainly on mine, but also in this version of it, gaps, big old gaps there, big old gaps. So lose a little bit of points there for those big old gaps, but otherwise a pretty appealing figure even in this version of it. Really cool. Head sculpt, let's take a look at the old head sculpt here. Head sculpt is really nice, classic G1 looking Jazz there. No light piping, unfortunately. You would think with a big visor like this, and a big nice blue visor, he would have got a nice bit of light piping there, but unfortunately not. Classic Jazz chest with his big Porsche chest popping out there. Arm detailing is just your classic black and white for Jazz, with black at the top, white at the bottom, all molded plastic detailing here, and also smooth where it needs to be and molded where it needs to be. Hand detailing is nice sculpted as well, with some articulation that we'll go into later on. Front here you've got the grille, nice black painted, all of the advertising that you would expect. The bottom has the classic blue little dots with the yellow grille and the red button here as well. Some really nice classic detail in there. Some nice paint going on the crotch piece here, and then some molded detailing around the legs and the foot. Love the transformation here. Obviously this twists, so if you don't want it like that, if you would rather have him in a different way, you can as well. So that's a really nice little bit of an addition. The back is absolutely fantastic. Love a figure where they don't forget about the back, and the back looks just as good as the front. Really nice job on the way that this guy looks. Articulation on this dude, so we start with the head's on a really nice ball joint, good 360, and he can get a really good stretch back, and basically you can look right into his chest if you really want him to. On his arms you get a full 360 here, nice stretch out, and also this piece here as well. On the elbow, and an overextension here, well, just an extension here on there, and then hand articulation as well, so he can bring his little hand out and his hand actually turns as well, so that's really nice. Waist articulation, you get a little bit of a hip twist, like a little bit. It's quite impacted by this. It may change later on when we give him that other look, because he has two other looks, and then we'll have a look again. There's no bend here at the waist really at all. You can pop things off, but that's just the top half here that pops because of the transformation. He does have these skirting pieces that rotate around to allow more movement on his legs, and he gets a really nice leg articulation here, front and back. Not really a full stretch. Even if you move this a little bit, you'll get a little bit more, but towards the back there's not much more that you can do. Knee bend, really nice knee bend, not overextension, but it does also bend to the front a little bit as well. If that locks down properly the way that it's supposed to, and then a little bit of toe articulation, like literally a little tiny bit, but not too much. So articulation suffers a little bit. I don't know if he's good enough to be able to do a ninja kick. No, he can't ninja kick either, so he can't even get his leg up high enough to be able to do a classic ninja kick. So no, can't. Die casting the feet though, so that's going to keep him solidly locked onto terra firma, so that he doesn't really fall over, so he can hold his poses that you want him to do pretty well. Accessories that this guy comes with, he does come with a little jazz gun, and this is his little jazz gun. I'm not sure why, but this bends to here. I haven't found anywhere in the alt mode where this can be stored, so I don't know why it bends the way that it does, but it does bend and articulate. You can stick this just in his hand like this, and then he'll just hold it. He has those little pegs inside the hand the same way that the X-Transbots do. I'm not a big fan of those, but he does have them, so you can see here he can get his laser out and go pew 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 pew. The speakers that I showed off in the alt mode also connect to up in this mode as well, so you just stick them into the little ports on the back. As I've already said, these ports are incredibly tight on this, so I don't know how long the chrome on these is gonna last, but he can have his little speakers on the go in this mode as well, which is, that's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. Probably my favorite accessory though is when you can change the hand around to where it needs to be, back inside the arm, a little bit loose there, and then once you've got that back in there, you can take the grappling hook, and then the grappling hook can just go on the front like that, and then he can save Prime from the water. I think it was Prime he saved from the water. Again, correct me if I'm wrong on this. In the G1 episode, little grappling hook. The grappling hook's a nice idea, but trying to reel it in is a little bit of a pain, because it's a little bit heavy and it just wants to unreel itself constantly. So there's no lock on this, so you'll really struggle to kind of get it to stop. As I say, you'll struggle to get it to stick. Of course, it just sticks for me first time. Nice. So this is the first look that you can get with Jazz. The second look is when you just pop the back piece off again here, and then you can bring the doors out and have them visible. So if you have the doors out like that, shut this back down. That's the second look. This is probably my preferred look. This is probably how I will display him, because I actually quite like him having the doors out like this, so that you can, so he just has that look about him. It makes hair look a little bit cleaner as well. I actually really like that. Obviously it does then impact the amount of articulation that you can have. You can also still maneuver the doors, so if you don't want them to quite be like this, you can have them like this, or you can have them like that, but you do get those kind of options on this, and you can pull them out a little bit as well, so you can have them just however you want, really, on the back to give him that different look. Then the next look is a little bit more complicated. For the second part of this look, all you do is unhook the arms, which shouldn't be too difficult because they love coming unhinged, and then unhook these tires and pull them out as far as they'll go, and swing them up. So pull them out as far as they'll go, and then swing them up. Once they're swung up, they should just hinge over the top like this. Then what you've got to try and do, and this is the difficult piece, is you have to get these hooks. You've got these little clamps here to clamp onto this bar here. let's give it a try. So off camera, I've kind of gone to war with this thing and it doesn't tab in. You have that bar there, those grippers are supposed to do it, but no matter how you maneuver the joint around, I cannot get it to grip. If anybody knows how to get it to grip, then please, please, please let me know, because I cannot get this to grip whatsoever, which is a shame, because the look of this figure with the wheels up, with the doors out like that, it looks absolutely incredible. But why on earth they did the arms the way that they have, I have no idea. It really, really, really spoils what for me is quite a nice figure. So now time for a comparison, and we'll start off with the MP10G, who we can see is a lot bigger than Jazz here. Next up, X-Transbot's version of Sea Spray. So we can see they're actually a very, very similar height for both of these, although in the cartoon I do believe this one would have been big, a lot smaller for scale comparison. And then also your Siege version of Prowl, all white figures, making my camera go ballistic here. So you can see he's a little bit taller, not as much taller than you'd expect, really. I'd expect him to kind of tower over this guy, and he's not actually that much bigger than your Siege Prowl. He's about head and shoulders above. Final thoughts on this dude then, I would have to say, if you like the alt mode or the cartoon version of this, then yeah, pick it up. I picked him up for about £27 on AliExpress. That's about $27. However, if you like this version with the wheels up, then I would have to say no, because these arms just do not tab in. Thank you all very much for checking out my video. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this dude, and do you know how to tab him in? And I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!